You can eat the whole pan of this and never gain a pound. Oh my gosh, it's like a rainbow. It's almost a miracle, really.
Sure had fun just watching him stretch my line.
Feel free to recruit the boyfriend.
You don't have to do it one more time, Dolly.
You wish you were here right now. Hey Cowbell! Listen, I know learning how to cook can be super intimidating, and I'm so sorry that I can't be there to walk you through it myself, but I thought this was the next best thing to show you my skinny sister recipes. So we'll start out with my famous low-carb lasagna, because this one is foolproof. Now Christine, we're gonna get to the intermediate version after this, but Kelly, we're gonna keep it real simple, okay? So first, instead of making your own sauce, buy a jar of spaghetti sauce. Main ingredient though is eggplant. You need 1 or 2 just like really nice eggplants, or some squash, whatever's in season. And then whatever vegetables happen to be on sale, you can throw in some ground beef just into the sauce. I'm not gonna use ground beef because it wasn't on sale. Remember, cooking is flexible and it's fun. You know, it doesn't come down to you have to have this exact ingredient, especially with lasagna. You can throw almost anything in it, except for cantaloupe or anything like that, and it's gonna be great. One thing you're definitely gonna need is cheese. You can use cottage cheese or a mixture of cottage and ricotta. I just love ricotta cheese so much, so I just use plain old ricotta. Parmesan cheese you need, and garlic. Intermediate version, you're gonna need a couple of cloves. Easy, fast version, just some garlic powder. If you love spicy stuff, you definitely want some crushed red pepper. I put this in everything. Okay, now we're gonna get started. First step though is you need to pour yourself a glass of sangria. Just makes it more fun, and that's what we're going for. Second step, we're gonna start cutting our eggplant. First, you're gonna cut the top off. You can't eat that part, Kelly. And then we're gonna cut it, like I said, we're gonna try to replicate lasagna noodles, so we're gonna do it vertically, okay? Oh, by the way, you need to preheat your oven to 350. So see, like that? So it's like thickness of a noodle. Even though all your slices are gonna look exactly the same, the point is they just don't need to be super thin or else they'll burn in the oven, so you just want some kind of substantial thickness to them. And you're just gonna put them on a baking sheet that's covered in Pam. And then we're gonna sprinkle some salt and pepper. You know, just a little bit all over them, and a little bit of pepper all over them. Okay, so we're just gonna put these in the oven for about 8 minutes. Just keep an eye on them. So while that's baking, I'm gonna show you how to make 3 different versions of the sauce. A simple version, an intermediate version where you're making your own sauce, and then something in between where you're doctoring up a spaghetti sauce that you bought out of a jar, okay? Okay, next step, we're gonna dice the pepper. Feel free to recruit the boyfriend. You know, he's gonna be eating this too.
Laid in the shade in the sun setting low, caught me a big one, but I let him go. Sure had fun just watching him stretch my line. Just cut these little peppers over here. These little peppers over right here.
All right, let me do that one more time.
You don't have to do it one more time, Dolly.
Okay, for the asparagus, this is a really cool trick. All you have to do is snap it at the bottom, and it naturally knows where the tough part is. I don't know how, but it does. And then for the rest of it, you just kind of cut it at a slant. For some reason that makes it cook better. And you just cook it like kind of the length of like half of your finger. That's a pretty good portion. And this goes for most asparagus recipes. Again, if you don't have asparagus for this, doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. Just get a spark. I want to get a saucepan. This is a saucepan, cowbell. It's just regular old pan that has a little bit of depth to it. Put it over kind of a medium heat. A little bit of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil if you have it. Swirl it around. We're going to add our garlic and onions. This is a good idea if you're just doctoring up even a regular spaghetti sauce. You cannot go wrong with garlic and onions. They're good for you. They taste good. If you do nothing else, do this. But, you know, let's at least try to shoot for the stars in the beginning and see what happens. Then after about, I don't know, 2 minutes, when the onions start getting a little bit soft, this is when I like to add the mushrooms in. Again, only if you have mushrooms, only if you like them. Let me show you what this looks like. Pretty good, huh? Now's a good time to add some salt and pepper. So now that our onions and garlic and mushrooms are nice and soft, we're gonna throw in our peppers and our asparagus. Again, whatever you have. I've done this with broccoli. It's been great before. I've thrown in jalapenos. It's been awesome because I love hot food. Jalapenos to me make everything better. Seriously, look at how beautiful this is. Oh my gosh, it's like a rainbow of deliciousness. I know you think I'm cheese ball, but seriously, that is gorgeous. Now we're getting serious. This is the intermediate version. This is where we're making our own sauce, which I think might even save you some carbohydrates. And guess what? It's not even that much harder. Seriously, it's just opening 3 extra cans. 1 can is going to be crushed tomatoes. This is 28 ounces. But don't worry, don't get caught up in all the measurements. Around 28 ounces is fine. I know, this doesn't even really look like a real can. It looks like one of those that you got with your kitchen center when you were like 4 years old. But it's for real. And it comes with basil. And then a couple of cans of stewed tomatoes. I think the fact that these have green peppers is great, but you know, whatever you like. So anyway, we're gonna open these, and then once our vegetables are done sauteing, we're gonna dump those in and make our own sauce. And just taste it as you go. You're the cook. This is for you. This is for the person that you love. Just make it. Don't make fun of me.
Where is that person?
This is also for the person that I love, and we love spicy food, and so, you know, just taste it as
So spice it up a little bit.
So just taste it as you go. It's not an exact science. It's what you like. Just to review, if you're doing the super simple version, all you're doing is dumping this jar of spaghetti sauce into a pan and heating it up. If you want the second version, just a little bit more advanced, you are sauteing garlic and peppers and onions and whatever's in your fridge, and then you're dumping the jar of spaghetti sauce in. If you're doing the advanced version, you are sauteing garlic, onions, whatever's in your refrigerator, and then putting in the crushed tomatoes and the stewed tomatoes, and then stirring it up. Got it? Don't forget about your eggplant slices. Seriously, you do not want those to burn. I'm gonna check on those right now. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna flip over our eggplant pieces and stick them back in the oven for another 6 to 8 minutes or so. This is the most tedious part. It takes a while, but believe me, when you make a big lasagna, it's gonna last you the whole week, so then you're not gonna have to cook the whole week. So to me, it actually saves time. Alright, now we're gonna put together our cheese mixture. The best way to do this is grab a spatula, this kind, dump in your ricotta cheese, every glorious ounce. You got about a cup of Parmesan cheese and an egg. And then you're gonna mix that up. We're almost done. We're gonna layer it, throw it in the oven, and it's gonna be delicious. Okay, now after all of that hard work, here's the fun part. You get to layer it all. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start out with our sauce. We're gonna put a little bit on the bottom. This is the best sauce I've ever made in my life. Then we're gonna layer our eggplant slices. They're not really pretty when they come out of the oven. That's okay, because you're gonna look really pretty after you eat this. You just layer it on. It's like a puzzle, you know? You're just trying to cover the sauce at this point. Then we're gonna add our ricotta cheese mixture, about half of it. Ooh, careful, it's heavy. A layer of mozzarella. You might need more than 4 cups. There's nothing wrong with going heavy on the cheese. That's what I've found. I've never had anyone complain about me using too much cheese. See, I just used 2 cups right there. We're definitely gonna need more. And then we're gonna just repeat. So right now we're just gonna top it off with the rest of our sauce. Our last layer of mozzarella, Parmesan on top of that. And what this is gonna do is it's gonna make a nice, kind of almost a crispy crust on top. Oh, it's so good. Have fun, use your hands, as long as they're clean. Cover with aluminum foil. And then we're gonna stick it in the oven for 45 minutes. Then we're gonna take it out, take off the foil, stick it back in for another 10 minutes so that the top gets nice and bubbly and brown and delicious. And then we're gonna serve it. But it's always better the next day, don't forget that. If you don't have a lasagna pan, you can just go to the grocery store and they have lasagna tins. It's perfect. Because then after you're done eating, you just toss it and throw it away. Da-da-da-da! There you have it, low carb lasagna. Oh my god. You wish you were here right now, don't you? All the deliciousness and gooey cheesiness and action-packed nutrients of regular lasagna, except you can eat the whole pan of this and never gain a pound. It's almost a miracle, really. And this is the joy of cooking, Kelly. If you get anything out of this, is the fact that you get a prize at the end of all of your hard work. Now I can't wait to hear how this goes when you try it. And Christine, I can't wait to hear what you think of the homemade sauce. Because, like I said, this is the greatest sauce I've ever made. So I know if I can do it, you can do it. Alright, can't wait to hear back from you girls. Love you so much. Recipes at the end.